of something that I call an organizing intelligence that is in the universe. The way that we access this real magic is to understand this organizing intelligence. Right? This organizing intelligence takes the limited number of minerals, the carbon, the oxygen, the nitrogen, whatever it is, and it takes those very same minerals and it shapes them in some mysterious way into certain things, like the horn on a rhinoceros is made up of the very same stuff, physically, that your brain is made up of, that your liver is made up of, that a rose is made up of, that rocks are made up of. It's the same stuff, physically. But somehow this organizing intelligence that takes these minerals and shapes them and molds them in such a way that this one, when you arrange the atoms in a certain way, will come out to be a rhinoceros's horn, this will be a butterfly's wing, this will be a rose, and this will be a human being. We are all made up of this same physical stuff, but there's an organizing intelligence that flows through all of us. How we have to access this is we have to rid ourselves of what I call the big lie. And there's this huge lie. It's just an outright prevarication that we are conditioned to accept and know. You see, we know what we can't do, and we know what we can't accomplish. And we know that just as much as we know what we can do. Just like the ice skating or the bicycle or the swimming, those things that we have at the level of our cells, we also have the knowing about what we can't do. And I can only jump so high, and I can only run so fast, and I can only be so happy, and I can only create so much wealth, and I can only be so successful, and if I'm a girl, if I'm female, I can only accomplish so much because this is and the society that I live in is going to restrict me, and you know, you have to do things a certain way. And so we inculcate in ourselves and in our children this awareness of what we can't accomplish. And that is labeled doubt. Now, doubt at the quantum level, which is at the subatomic level, doubt interferes with what is manifested in the world. Now, this is hard for us to believe. And what they have discovered, pure science has discovered this, that we're not made up of physical things at all. That at the very subatomic level, what we're made up of is energy. Something that is invisible. It's this organizing intelligence. And that particles at the subatomic level don't behave like particles. They're all connected. And there's this invisible intelligence that flows through them all. And that they're all on purpose. And that there's no chaos. There's order in all of it. And that it's all perfect. And that our very material selves are made up of that spiritual quality. And that it's not outside of us at all. It's within us. This organizing intelligence flows through everything. And the essential building blocks of who you are as a human being, it is within you and in every atom of your being. Now, you say, so what? Well, once you know that it's within you, you ask the question, well, if I doubt that it is, you see, when you get to this quantum level and you start doubting something, that doubt is that invisible intelligence. And that doubt interferes with your ability to know it, to experience it. So that faith, which was something that you used to have in order to experience the spiritual outside of yourself, now becomes something that you have to know in order to transcend this physical world and manifest miracles. You've got to rid yourself of the doubt. Now, I have discovered that when I know I can't do something, and I have that inbred in me from the time I'm a little boy, it really takes intense work to get it out. So I've always known that I'm not good at art, and I'm not good at music, and I'm not good at cooking, abstract kinds of things like that. But this cooking area was really interesting because my mother-in-law, Helen, she left school when she was very young, I think in the 7th or 8th grade, left home and had some really tough times as a young person, lived in an orphanage for a long time, got married when she was very young, had children as a real young person, lived in the Depression. She had learned a lot of things about what she can't do and can do, like all of us have, all of this doubt that we have, this fear that we have as our mode of learning. And she becomes my mother-in-law. She went to, she was in Kentucky and in West Virginia, and these were her places, her growing up places. And so she always was in the kitchen, and she was very good at what she did in the kitchen. And she can make a lemon meringue pie like nobody in the world can make. I mean, world-class lemon meringue pie. And I watch her make the pie. Now, I've always known I can't do this, because every time I did it, everybody would laugh. Oh, there goes Wayne. And I used to enjoy piddling around in the kitchen, but everybody said, oh, you can't bake, and you're not good at that sort of thing. And I had this knowing that I can't do it, just like I had this knowing that I could ice skate. But I want to get rid of the knowing. I want to change that. I want to access this new magic, whatever. I said to my mother-in-law, all right, this is what we're going to do. I am going to do everything that you do in the physical world. All right? Sunday afternoon, come on over, bring your lemon meringue pie, all of the things that you use, all the ingredients, bring your bowls, bring everything. We're going to do it in the same oven. We're going to do it at the same temperature. If you shake a little bit when you put in this little bit of salt, I'm going to shake in the same way. If you grease the pan, I'm going to grease it. I'm going to wear the same clothes that you do. I mean, we're going to do step by step, follow the ingredients, do everything in the recipe exactly the way you do, and I'm going to manifest this perfect pie, just like you do every time. I mean, I can describe it. It has got that white meringue on it with the little brown curlicues on the top of it. Just exquisite, always perfect. So we follow, and I do every single thing that she does to the letter. We put it in the same oven at the same temperature for the exact same amount of time on the same shelf. But always in the back of my mind is this doubt. I wonder. I don't think I can. It never enters her mind that she can't do this. She's laughing through the whole thing and just having a wonderful time and giggling and saying, you don't really think you can do it. I say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do everything you do. Hers comes out, and you could have sent it to the Betty Crocker cook-off. It was perfect. And mine looked like a Frisbee. Flattened, and the meringue goes all soggy wet in there, and instead of having brown curlicues, they were black and burnt. And how do you explain that? I mean, how does anyone explain that the belief that you have, the doubt that you have, affects that which you do in the physical world on a molecular level, on a cellular level? And this is exactly what quantum mechanics is teaching us. This is what is the inhibitor to experiencing magic in your life. If you have the doubt, you have to become a student who is willing and ready to access a new way of being, to get this divine organizing intelligence that is who you are, that is within you. You have to know that it isn't outside of you. It's not something that Helen got and I didn't get. It's not that somebody's special talent isn't something that was given to them but through the blessings of the organization of their molecules. But it is in that knowing. There's a wonderful poem by William Blake which describes this thing that I'm talking about here. And he says it this way. He said, to see the world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wildflower, to hold eternity in the palm of your hand and infinity in an hour, we are led to believe a lie when we see with, not through the eye, which was born in a night to perish in a night, when the soul slept in beams of light. When I look at that poem, I see that we have been led to believe a lie. And until we can eradicate that lie from our lives, we will continue to believe that we see with, not through the eye. And as Blake says, the eye, like all of your physiology, was born in a night to perish in a night. That's what the physical world is about. It's born in a night to perish in a night. But the soul, this invisible divine